Greetings petrol heads, welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Today let's go and have a look at our garage. I will get myself the Sakura GT20. And we've already restored that like a while ago. First of all, let's take a look inside here. That's a very nice chrome three-spoke steering wheel. I like that it's really big, really like old school. The analog clock on the wooden central console, if you can call it that, and the AM/FM radio. I don't know what these are even. Like, I'm assuming that this is for like this left knob is for changing the frequency, and that one would be for the volume. But I don't know what these sliders down here are gonna do. Maybe like the air vents, if there are any. Well, there's one. Don't see any more. But in any case, what I'm gonna do today is move this to the left lifter, and I'm gonna be tuning it and also investing in some dyno tuning and taking it to the drag strip. So first of all, we have an inline 6 here. We need round air filter side draft. We need an alternator, of course. We need, this is a single overhead cam setup, so one camshaft. Does this thing have a catalytic converter? No, it does not. Wait, round air filter side draft. Okay, that's further down. Clutch plate, clutch pressure plate, inline 6 engine head, two of these, no exhaust pipe, a flywheel, this, a fuel filter, fuel pump, this, and also going to be coming later. A middle muffler, what power steering pump does this have? If it has any at all, it should have one. Does this not have power steering? Okay. Yeah, it seems like it doesn't. Right. That rear muffler. And then 3 of these, right? Yeah, 3 of them. Six of those, and then we're basically done. Don't need to buy anything else, of course, it is fully restored. So no need to upgrade anything else. Well, also no option to tune anything else. That's not what I wanted. Ah, nailed that one. Let's get this out of our way. That, and then this. Okay. So the starter is only accessible from the engine bay. I should have checked that beforehand. So let's get it down again. We can do a lot of things already. Just right here. This has 1,000,000 bolts, this engine head cover. You can replace the fuel filter right away. So there we go, the exhaust manifolds. Get any of that? Oh yeah, I can. Remove the starter. Okay, that's not a V8 starter. Some other parts on this car are from the V8, particularly the rear muffler. I'm also I find it kind of funny that the ignition distributor cap, just a plastic cover, gives extra horsepower from the tuner shop. Oh, there's this, and then that. 1, 2. Oh, it's a dual overhead cam setup after all. I thought it was only a single overhead cam setup. I was like very certain of that, but I was wrong. Okay, and after we've done this, we can remove the camshafts, and then we're almost done already. We're just gonna remove the engine head, then the pistons, and then we're done with, you know, taking all the parts out. We can rebuild the engine like right away now, and fit it with tuned parts. Because again, we don't need to rebuild the entire engine, we only need to replace the old parts with new parts. We don't need to like rebuild a new block or anything like that, or replace the crank. New engine head. And then one more. 2 camshafts with all the camshaft caps in the world. And yeah, I don't think there's any way of making make this tedious process a little more exciting. But let's just do you know what, I think I'm gonna also in this video do a sort of comparison test between the acceleration of, well, this car once it's finished, with stock tires, with sports tires, with race tires, and with slick tires. That could be fun. Let's fit this right here. And a new alternator. New pulley. There's no performance clips, of course, because what would that even be? How would that be different than a regular clip? Well, maybe the shape of the performance ignition distributor cap would be just different enough, and you would require different clips in order to make sure it all fits. Maybe not. Oh, this is gonna look beautiful once it's done. Okay, yes, and gonna replace these as well, of course. Then we're gonna lift the car up, replace all the performance parts that we can underneath the car, or like on the other side of it. Wait, are we missing something? At the starter, I'm not putting back in intentionally. Let's start right here. The new fuel pump. Oh. Okay, well, let it back down again. It makes sense that you can't access the front exhaust section when the manifolds are still on. Should have thought of that. Okay, now we're getting to the gearbox. Flywheel, clutch plate, pressure plate. Good. Now that goes back in. I don't think we've left anything. Oh, well, yeah. need to do this, of course. Then put the oil pan back on so we can fill it up with oil afterwards. Nice. Now this starter will go back in. We're gonna fit the exhaust manifold, and then after filling it up with oil, we're gonna go to the dyno, and then we're gonna go to a drag strip. I'm a little bit I find it a little bit annoying that you can't change tires while on the drag strip. I guess you should have brought your tires before going there, right? It kind of makes sense. But what if I have my what if I have different sets of tires in my trunk? Let's sell all of these. Go to the dyno. Oh, I forgot something. Oh yeah, and I sold everything. I'm an idiot. This and this, I think. That should be the only two parts that are still missing. Wait, excuse me? There we go. Is this car complete now? Yes, it is. It's also worth 97,000. This is the first engine I've had that drives to 7,000 rather than 6.5. So with 241 horsepower, this is of course not going to be the fastest accelerating car in the world. So it now has stock tires on, of course. I didn't change them. Because, you know, when I restored this car way back when, that was just you know, so long before the whole drag strip and tire changing options even came out, so it has to have stock tires right now. Reaching just over 200 kilometers an hour on the standing kilometer, 15.6 quarter mile, 8.30 to 100, and 27.8 thousand meters. Yeah, as I said, obviously not the fastest car in the world, but we might still see some differences in acceleration with different tires. For that we have to move this thing to the lifter so we can swap the tires. Sport tire. I expected this to be a little bit quicker though. A little bit quicker than 8.3 seconds 0 to 100. Maybe it can do better with sports tires. Probably. Yes, it can. So 7.6 seconds 0 to 100, 15.1 quarter mile, 27.2 second 1000 meters. And I don't even know if race and especially slick tires are going to be making much of a difference anymore, because we already had like no wheel spin at all setting off, and obviously reducing wheel spin is the key advantage of better tires. We'll try it anyway. So these are race tires now. I also wish there was like a little test track, not like the old factory test track. That's kind of rubbish, but like a real a real race track where you could take your cars to. I actually missed the start there. So that even with cars like this, you would be able to notice a difference between sports race and slick tires, even when the car immediately hooks up at the start, because slick tires will just give you the best possible grip through corners as well, not only in a straight line. Okay, so this is pretty much as fast as with the sports tires, just barely faster from 0 to 100 and on the quarter mile. And last but not least, we are also going to be fitting slick tires and do the same thing. I really thought that a 240 horsepower car would go a little bit quicker from 0 to 100. I'm a little bit surprised that not really that quick. I thought at least somewhere in the 6 second, maybe even mid 5 second range would be possible, but we are pretty far off of that. Maybe a longer second gear would help. Just so you would reach 100 kilometers an hour in a second gear rather than third, so you don't have to shift twice but only once to reach it. So let's see, do the slick tires make enough of a difference on a not so powerful car? Well, they do make a difference. It's more than a tenth on the quarter mile, which is more than I expected, and then also it is of course the quickest from 0 to 100. It is also the first tire that allowed this car to do 1000 meters in less than 27 seconds, just. But well, it's up to everyone to decide for themselves whether or not this is actually worth it over, say, the sports tire, which really wasn't far off. Over the stock tire, I mean, yeah, sure, it makes a big difference there, but between it and the sport tire, the difference really isn't that big anymore. But it is still the quickest. So yeah, that was a nice little experiment. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.